Looking for something new? We thought so. SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same. SVP TV, we're family. We're going with you for the love. SVP. Download the SVP app today on Roku, Apple, and Fire TV. Watch us. You know why? We're going with you for the love. SVP TV.
Well, see, when you look at somebody like me, I grew up here. There's nothing you can tell me about Memphis that I don't already know. There's nothing you can tell me about Memphis.
From the boardroom to the streets.
That I don't already know.
With Mike from Memphis, man. Together, we can fix things. Really?
When you say, I want to be treated fairly, and I want a voice.
Yeah. He saw things weren't fair, so he chose to run for mayor. You get up and do something when you really care. It's Memphis 360.
I'm with you. In the meantime,
it's Memphis 360.
In the meantime, in between time, we got folks shooting people up out the frame. Anybody said a word. We've become accustomed to people dying in this city.
Yeah, it's Memphis 360.
Turning the TV on and the news and see our loved ones and see young people that are out of control. And now you see, okay. We talk about incarceration. We talk about the youth. We talk about giving them the ability. We talk about investing in young people and investing in the community. See, I hate ignorance. I hate when people make decisions about things and they make statements and they haven't done their research.
How can you fix the problem when you don't even know what the problem is?
We need some help in this city.
It's Memphis 360.
See, I hate ignorance.
It's Memphis 360. Man.
to affect you because you may come from a fluid family. You may have a lot of money or something to that effect, but these guys are out here preying on the weak. They're preying on individuals that are out here running at 4 o'clock in the morning, like nothing is going to happen. There's a lot going on with that case still, but we'll see. So he kidnaps, murders, buries her in South Memphis. And in doing that, now they got a manhunt going on, and everybody's looking for Miss Eliza Fletcher. So they finally find her. Now, I want you to think about Cleotha Henderson. Well, first of all, this gentleman has a history of violent crimes, committing violent crimes. He was arrested 20 years ago for kidnapping an attorney. Kidnapping a prominent attorney here in the city of Memphis. Was given 24 years, served 20 years, was let out not too long ago, was let out of prison. Now, there's a connection between this guy and the gentleman that was on the shooting spree yesterday, a connection in that there are patterns in how these criminals, I'm going to say criminals, were treated. So you got Mr. Henderson, who does his time, gets out of jail, and the next thing you know, he commits the same crime by kidnapping someone else, only this time it results in murder. He actually kills somebody. So because this young lady and her ties to the Orgill family that are prominent individuals here in the city of Memphis, I think her grandfather, great-grandfather, somebody was a billionaire. They jump on this like white on rice. And hopefully it's because of the excellent investigative skills and the tools that the Memphis Police Department is using that they caught this guy in no time, got him locked up. But I want you to remember he had committed a kidnapping in history before, was let out early, only to turn around to kidnap and kill somebody else. So you have a lot of people saying this could have been prevented if, in fact, he would have remained locked up, okay? So now let's fast forward to last night. You had a killing spree that occurred last night here in the city of Memphis. And this was really, really, really crazy. You had a young man, Ezekiel Kelly, who also has a violent history, a history of committing violent crimes here in the city of Memphis. It talked about him as a juvenile and all of the things that he had done. He was a troubled youth. Then as an adult, well, he was only 19 years old, but I believe in 2020 or something to that effect, he was charged with attempted murder. He was charged with aggravated assault, all of these kinds of things. And he made a plea deal. He did 14 months, I believe they said, in juvenile court or some juvenile facility that locks you up. And then he did 11 months out at the penal farm, right? So he has a history of violent crime. Now, because he has a history of violent crime, and then he was let out early as well. I think he got out about 6 months ago. So now the young man, for some reason, yesterday decided that he was just going to go around randomly shooting and killing individuals in this city. And he did it. So because he was going around randomly killing individuals in this city, we had a lot of innocent citizens and victims of violent crimes that occurred in this city. I was watching the news. I was watching CNN. I was watching all of the different international broadcasts. And Memphis was all over the world news scene today because of what has been occurring. I was told that they were broadcasting the thing about Eliza Fletcher and the abduction and murder of her. They saw that all over the world. Now here it is today, well, yesterday, you had Ezekiel Kelly running around killing. I think 7 were shot, 4 died, 3 were injured. And by the way, one of those individuals that was injured, and I didn't find this out until last night, works in General Sessions courts, works for Clerk Joe W. Brown. That's letting you know that all of this stuff is hitting close to home. It's hitting close to home. So now we have all of these young people, and this is just 2 incidences where it's been on this scale. But I'm going to tell you from the beginning of this year, crime has been out of control. It has been off the chain. It's been off the charts. And people are just afraid now. People are fed up. People are tired. People are angry. People want something to be done to stop the crime here in the city of Memphis. The number to call is 244-6874, 244-6874. I want to know how you feel about what's occurring here in the city of Memphis. Are you afraid? Do you want something done? Do you want law enforcement to crack down? Because, see, this is my take on it. And a lot of people are probably not going to like me for this, but I'm not here for you to like me. See, sometimes you have to sweep around your own front door before you go sweeping around somebody else's. And that's something we as citizens of Memphis, I'm going to break this down. We as the black community, we don't like to face. Now, I told you earlier that I think a lot of the problem has been because of some of the activism that has happened. Now, I am not against activism. Let me tell you again, I am not against activism. When George Floyd was killed, that was a murder to me. So I thought that there should have been action taken in regards to that. Breonna Taylor. Now, I'm a little kind of on the wall about that one. I don't think that the police should have did what they did, but I also don't think her boyfriend should have been in the apartment with a gun and him firing at the police and the police firing back at him. And because of that, Breonna Taylor was killed. So I'm not necessarily with that. See, we gotta talk about facts. So because of those incidences that happened, a lot of activists and a lot of individuals within the black community, they wanted to use those as platforms to say, all police are bad, you shouldn't do no crime. I mean, you don't treat our little black boys bad. Y'all just treat our black boys so bad. I am not for police abuse. But I think that's a two-way street. I think the police needs to be held accountable, but I also think the criminals need to be held accountable. We can't give them a pass. You know, there was a reporter last night, Darryl Green, that got on TV. And they had been on TV reporting. And Darryl Green said, these animals need to be whatever. And a lot of people got upset. What they're keying in on is Darryl Green called these criminal animals. Now, should Darryl Green have said that? No, he should not. Because he represents Channel 13. But see, people are becoming emotional. Should he have been emotional? He should not. He has to maintain his professionalism. But I'm going to tell you this. I know Darryl Green, and I ain't mad at you, brother. I'm not mad at you because you said animals. Because, see, this is the problem. We as black people, we want to get mad. You know, when you know, we want to blame white folk for everything. And I ain't trying to go too crazy. But I'm going to keep it real. See, that's the problem. We need to keep it real. We want to blame white folks for everything. Oh, Lord. They holding us down. Oh, Lord. Woe is me. Woe is me. But see, I have to ask the question, who committed the crimes? Who are the victims of the crimes? I know white folk frustrated with us. They frustrated. Here in the city of Memphis, I could see Mayor Strickland yesterday. He was just lost. Just lost in the sauce. Because of some of the things that he was saying, I was like, Jesus Christ. Man, you got to break this thing down because, see, all of this nice, we don't want you to hurt the black boys. We don't want you to hurt the youth. Now, I'm going to tell you this. We have a lot of young people out here with post-traumatic stress disorder. We have a lot of young people with trauma. But we also have a lot of young people that are out here on Percocets. We got a lot of young people that out here that are on that lean. The way that young boy looked last night, mouth dry, his endorphins done kicked in, he done been through all of this stuff. He out here shooting and killing folk left and right. That boy was on something. I don't know if it was weed that was laced with fentanyl. I don't know. But they out here and they own this stuff. And they hurting our babies. They turning our young ladies out in the black community. But see, you activists and everybody else, you are so quick to jump up and want to say, the police, they killing folk. They killing folk left and right, y'all. They killing people, killing black folk. Do you know the police have not killed anybody in the city of Memphis in almost a year, 2 years? Because see, this is the other issue and problem. You done got the police to the point to where they want to take their hands off because see, they don't want to be the next news story, breaking news story. They don't want to lose their jobs. They want to take care of their families. They want to go home safe. But somebody need to tune some of these little fools up out here. You know, well, Michael, they shouldn't be afraid of anyone. Lies. When we were coming up, I was afraid of my mama. She was 5'2". She said, boy, I'll kill you, my mama. I was afraid of her and I was afraid of God. Excuse me, I was afraid of her and I was afraid of God. You have to be afraid of something or somebody. These kids ain't afraid of their mother. They ain't afraid of their fathers. They jumping on their mamas. They don't care. They talking crazy to them. And I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't scared of the police. They shooting at the police. When I saw that dude crawl out the window at the hotel after he done fired hundreds and hundreds of shots at the police, and they take this man into custody and they don't do anything. And that's the way it was supposed to happen. When the guy shot the police officer, they tracked the dude down and he all up in the woods, them 3 dudes or whatever, they got them all in custody. Didn't touch them. So it's working. You don't want them to we don't want them to abuse our young black boys. This young man last night done shot 7 people, killed 4. Took them into custody without being harmed. But see, sometimes you need to put your hands on them. I said it. Sometimes you need to put your hands on them. Sometimes it calls for being aggressive. Sometimes it calls for you. We got to let the police be the police again in this city. And until we do that, guess what? You're going to continue to live your life in fear. I think our Memphis Police Department, and I'm not saying it just because I used to be a police officer. Because, hey, I'm going to tell you right, wrong is wrong. I think our sheriff department has conducted themselves and all supporting law enforcement agencies on yesterday. It was a model of what should happen. They were aggressive in their search and in their car. They could have shot that guy and said, yep, he reached for the gun. But did they do that? No. But see, because of all of the activism, and we had a lot of individuals that have had run-ins with the law that was doing the activism, and they were well within their right. We had talks of defunding the police and doing away with the police and making them a public service, public announcement service or something. I don't know. If you remember a long time ago when I was with the MPA, we put up a billboard and it said, "Danger, do not enter." People thought I was crazy. We were only telling you what was going to happen, and guess what? It has come to fruition. Danger, do not enter the city of Memphis. We got to do something, people. We can no longer just sit by. We can no longer just allow individuals. We have a lot of young blacks in there because the city of Memphis is predominantly black, first of all. The ones that are living in poverty are predominantly black. The ones that have been deprived are predominantly black. That leads to crime. That leads to drugs. That leads to what we are currently seeing here in this city. So we can't arrest our way out of this. I ain't talking about just lock them up, lock them up, lock them up. I've been telling you for the longest,
Call from.
Go ahead, Mr. Allen. Yes, sir. Hold on, I'm trying to get this speaker on. Okay, go ahead, sir. Kenneth.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just listening to you, man, and I was concerned about it being not just a black community problem, but it's an entire community problem.
Yes.
What affects us affects everybody.
Yes.
And the white community did contribute to this.
Okay.
With our systemic system. But in order to a lot of these children that are expressing themselves with violence now grew up in a situation that was violent plagued, so they live in a community of violence, and they really don't have very many choices.
Right.
They find unity in a gang or somebody that's friendly to them or somebody they can talk to, but other places and other people in society shun away from them. They don't provide them with any guidance or another alternative.
Okay.
When you grow up in poverty, it's traumatizing.
Yes.
And when you trying to find a way out, you need someone to help you find a way out.
Right.
And someone to talk to you. And we always said the parents have to do it, but you talk about a generation of parents that fell through the cracks too.
Yeah.
So how can they tell their children what to do when they don't know what to do themselves?
Right.
The ball was dropped long ago, and we're going to have to pick it up and run with it.
Okay.
We got to get some programs going, and it can't be just a few people. It's going to have to be a mass of people
Right.
to bring this problem around. And as far as the gun violence, there's nothing the people in Memphis can do about it because of our gun culture. It's reached a point where you can't say anything about guns You know, one of the biggest problems I have with people saying that, like a kid 19, he couldn't buy a gun. He doesn't have to go to the gun store to buy a gun.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can sell him your gun with no problem.
Exactly.
No answer. You ain't got nobody to answer to.
Mm-hmm.
You bought it legally. You can sell it to anybody you want to. And you don't have to report where it went or anything.
That is correct.
It's like that kid that shot these people out here. 44, killed by 10 and shot down 44 people. He bought his gun from a person that didn't have a store that was selling them on some state, some .com place. You know, and he was he had a mental issue. But that is a problem.
Right.
People leaving their guns in their cars unsecured.
Right.
Is a problem.
And that's where most of them getting them from, off the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can carry a gun in your car or on you until you go into a restaurant,
Right.
you know, you have to leave your gun in the car. And I can understand why the restaurant owners don't want people in their place with guns, establishment.
Right.
There is always, it's not the gun, it's the people.
Okay.
But if the people didn't have the gun, they couldn't commit these crimes.
Right. Right.
You know.
Okay.
And we've got a state that's gun free. You can carry a gun, you know, and the police can't check you and say how old you are.
Right.
You know, they can't just pull up and say, how old are you? You got a gun.
Right. Right.
They can't do it.
Okay.
You know, the police hands are tied.
Okay.
You know, the sheriff's department's hands are tied. All the law enforcement hands are tied with a gun law that allows anybody 21 years old to carry a gun openly.
Right. Right.
You know,
Okay.
and that's hard on the safety of the other citizens.
Right. Well,
Guns are dangerous, and if people don't know how to use them, you know, they're going to use them the wrong way.
okay.
You know.
Kenneth, and I don't want to run you off, man, but I want to get some other folk on here. Plus, I got Tawana Murphy in the studio, and I'm trying to get her up on the stage.
I couldn't hear you.
I said, I don't want to run you off, but I got to get some more people on here, and I got Tawana Murphy waiting to get on stage.
Okay.
All right?
Go ahead, bro.
But, man, I appreciate you calling in. That was some good insight, Doc.
All right, I'll get back with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right. Now, I want to say this, and I'm going to go to a real quick break and bring Tawana Murphy up here. I am not trying to say that this is a black community problem. I'm not trying to say that. I want y'all to know that. All right? But I'm not going to shy away from the fact that it's a black community problem because, see, we're not going to sit out here and go, well, you know, it's an everybody's problem. It is. It's a city of Memphis problem. But, see, y'all the ones that let all of these folk control all your money. Y'all the ones that don't hold them accountable. You are the ones that don't go down to City Hall or to the county commission and make all of those black people that y'all have elected spend money in your community. You let them get away every day without doing it. You do. So to sit here and say it's a all Memphis problem, it is. But guess who the majority of the citizens in the city of Memphis? Guess who vote? Guess who voted all of these people in? You, black folk. So I'm not trying to down my community. I'm a proud black man. I'm a proud black man. And that's why I'm so hurt. Because I try to do what I'm supposed to do every day. I try to walk within the constraints of the law. I try to be an example for all of these young people. Hell, you see me fighting for stuff. I fight for people. But I'm also going to hold people accountable, and I'm talking to my black community right now. Because, see, ain't nobody going to fix us. We got to fix ourselves. We can sit here all day long and say it's a problem of everybody. It's the community problem. It's white folk problem. No, it's the black community problems. It's the black politicians' problem. It's the black preachers' problems. It's the black mayor's problems. It's the black community leaders' problems. It's the black mothers and fathers' problems. It's our problem. And we can't keep pushing it off on everybody else. So until we hold ourselves responsible, I know white folks sit back looking at us like, oh, Lord Jesus, let them just kill each other, y'all. We'll just keep making our money. We'll keep living in the suburbs. We'll keep whatever. But y'all keep voting for these people that want direct money into your communities. Because, see, I told you, it's more than a one-pronged solution to this problem. You can't just lock them up, lock them up, lock them up. I hear somebody talking about the truth in sentencing. Oh, yeah, they finna lock your babies up now. But see, my thing is we got to do something on the front end to try to not allow them to get to the point to where they're locked up forever. But I am also a proponent of you have to have consequences for your actions. You can't put me in a box where you got to be for black people. I am for black people. I'm a proud black man. Where you can't be for white people. I love white people too. A lot of white people are my friends. But I like people, period. I treat people according to how they treat me. I got a lot of black people that treat me bad. But I got white people that treat me bad. And I'm not trying to make this a black and white thing, but I got to go. I'm going to take a real quick commercial break because I brought Tawana Murphy to be in the studio so we can talk about some of this stuff. But I want y'all to call in, too, because I want to see how you feel. The number to call is 244-6874, 901-244-6874. And somebody said, well, where's the background? The background is up there. This is just my personal page that I'm recording to. But you can go to Roku, Uverse, Apple TV, all those other platforms, and Comcast Channel 17, and you can actually see this with the little nice, cute background. And you can come back to my page a little later on because I'm going to put it on my page as well, okay? So you can see it. It's on my page? Okay. Tawana Murphy says she just tagged it if you just got to see the background. It's the word. See, that's what I say. We get caught up on the unimportant things. Listen to the content. That's what matters. Anyway, we're going to take a real quick commercial break so I can get the famous, infamous, popular, media mogul, whatever, on the stage.
Suffering in silence. The suffering is over. It's time to choose Rain. Rain is an all-natural, premium sanitary napkin with 8 layers of cotton, high-grade polymers, graphene to help cut bacteria by 99.9%. Ladies, let's protect the most precious jewel in the world, you.
Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins do not make any medically backed claims or personal recommendations of any kind. For more information, contact Marilyn McGee. Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center? Yes, spacious, beautiful venue with plenty of parking, located in the heart of East Memphis. Let us host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. The all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you financed when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Issa. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Issa put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
And we'd like to welcome you back to Memphis 360, the television show we say we like to go from the boardroom to the streets. Sometimes you got to put a suit on, sometimes you got to put a t-shirt and some jeans on and get out there and do the work and actually be busy in those streets. You can actually catch this show on Roku, Apple TV, Uverse. You can go download the SVP TV network app. That way you can always watch it on demand. And you can also catch us on Comcast Channel 17 on Friday nights. So please, please, please follow us. Please put it out there. Let your friends know. Now, if you come over here, we're going to tell you the truth. And we ain't going to sugarcoat it. And then this ain't for, this ain't, believe it or not, this ain't for ratings and all of that. Not for me, anyway. This is to inform the public and keep them informed about what's going on, the truth, and not necessarily a whole lot of rhetoric and blowing smoke. So welcome to the show, Tawana.
Thank you, Mike, for having me.
Man, I saw you was on Facebook last night. You were all over the place.
Oh, yeah. We had to be
People
all
were calling you in, and they were telling you where the guy was, and you were tracking him all over the city.
Yeah, because he turned off his location. So when he turned off location, I told the people in the city, if you hear gunshots, just call the police and mark where he is.
Okay.
So that's how we were able to track him.
So what do you think about all of this, Tawana?
It's absurd.
Okay. And why you think that?
And it's absurd because we could have minimized this years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I said it before, Mike, and I'm going to say it again. Lack of education.
Okay.
Not enough leaders.
Okay.
We have all of that. I heard you say just a few minutes ago, we have all of these black leaders.
Yeah.
But nobody's taking the initiative to lead our children.
But don't talk about the black people, Tawana.
No, I got to talk about
Don't
the
talk
black
about,
people. I got to talk about the black people.
You just want to put the black community down. You want to talk about the black people. You want to, don't do that, Tawana.
No, I got to. Because if we don't talk about it, if we don't discuss the issues, then guess what? We're going to have another one of these situations.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this. We're going to probably have another one of these situations anyway, because this is like a ship. You can't just turn it on a dime.
Right.
There has to be some things put in place. Why we don't have good community centers for our kids?
No, I said that earlier.
Why don't we?
We don't.
You know what I mean?
We don't.
And that's what I was talking about. We're going to have to invest in our young people. And it's up to us to hold those politicians and people accountable, because then they'll say, well, we don't have any money. You're talking about giving millions of dollars toward building a one bill.
They got money.
I know
They get money when they want to get money.
I know that.
And it goes back to something you said just a few minutes ago. We keep recycling the same politicians. So if we keep putting the same politicians in, we're getting the same results.
Yes.
They're just in different. We want to do everything else, but they want to jump in front of the cameras when it's time for election.
Right.
They want to jump in front of the cameras. They want to jump in front of the cameras with situations like this. And I said something earlier today, and he may get mad at me, but I'm tired of hearing the same old speech from Stevie Moore. I love Stevie Moore, but I'm tired of the same old speeches. After we get done marching, what have we did? What have we fixed? Do we have solutions? And we don't. We've been marching for years. They shut down the I-240 bridge some years ago. What did we come out of that? What came out of that? Nothing. Did we do anything different? No. They had all of these meetings and what they was going to do, and nobody did anything. Then it goes back to look who's out there marching. We got these young boys with their pants down to their ankles. They throwing up gang signs, marching. They supposed to be marching to minimize the crime and violence in our city. Right. But it didn't look that way to me.
Well, but we don't have the institutional structure that we used to have, like during the civil rights movement. Back then, you had the pastors out there leading the marches. They were advocating for their communities.
Right.
You had prominent community leaders that were out there marching, and there was a strategy behind the reason why they were marching, and it may not have been just one march, but it was also connected to something else that they were going to do. So you had individuals that were strategizing in regards to how they were going to accomplish what they were going to accomplish. Because even if you remember with Dr. Martin Luther King, in the end, he said it was about economics.
Economics.
It was about economic empowering the individuals of color. And I just say individuals of color because I was out there. It was black people, white people, Hispanic people, Asian people. It was all kinds of people. And I know a lot of times the black community get credit for it.
Yeah.
But all of those people came in to support the civil rights movement.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. And they had a powerful impact.
Right.
Now, I said something earlier, and you probably I know you're going to agree with me. I think that we start going downhill when they took prayer out of schools.
I agree with that too.
everything just started falling from there. Everything just went haywire, and then we end up with young boys such as Zeke, and the things that he's done lately, yesterday, which was it blew all of us away.
Right.
With that one, and now we have these copycats. We have young boys that cannot read, so they result to gang violence, drugs. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, when we talk about people ask me all the time, Michael, how can we fix this? Michael, how would you fix this? Well, first of all, like I said, I would call the police into the FedEx Forum and say, look, I'm going to turn you loose. But if you go out there and you abuse somebody, you do something stupid, you're going to have to pay the price. But I do want you to do your job in police. But then I would also go on TV and tell the citizens of the city of Memphis, you better get your kids.
Right, get your kids.
Get your kids. Because, see, everybody has a role and a responsibility that they have to fulfill. And I'm going to tell you, once I tell you to get your kids and give you 30 days, then Katie bar the door. I don't want no young people out here getting hurt, but if you shooting and killing and stealing and all of that, we finna get you, buddy.
Yeah.
We gonna get you.
Yeah.
Because we want to restore law and order to the city and the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County that deserve it, that are hard-working, law-abiding citizens.
So what's your take on truth in sentencing?
Well, you know, I am not against
Go
truth.
back there.
I am not against truth in sentencing. I'm not. I'm not. Because, like I said, I am a firm believer that we need to hold people accountable.
Yes.
Look, I'm not worried about truth in sentencing.
Right.
I ain't out here trying to commit no crime, so it don't affect me.
It don't affect me either.
It don't affect me.
It don't affect
But
me.
we did need some laws in place with teeth that are going to hold people accountable, because if it's like a revolving door, we lock them up, they come out, they come out, we lock them up, they come out, we lock them up, they come out, they're still committing crimes.
Right.
No, we got to give you something to think about. Once, and a lot of people say, well, it ain't gonna work, but, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna shut up.
No, go ahead.
A lot of people say it ain't gonna work, but see, this is my thing. Some people are going to have to be the example. And once your buddy get locked up and he don't come back no more, now jail ain't such a good place. Because see, now you got people that'll go in and come out, go in and come out, you know, and it's kind of like, I'm gonna go lay it down for a minute, you know,
Right.
I'm gonna hit the bricks.
That's it.
And I'll be back.
Because they gonna give me a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
I get 11 months. I'm back out there
Yeah.
for worse crimes. And
Yeah.
it's like, no,
Okay.
they ignore that we have a problem. They know it exists. They know it's there, but they're too busy worried about their own soul and salvation and what
Well-
they can do. They're not worried about how we can turn this thing around.
But they're also too busy, Tawana, taking our tax dollars and our money and invest them in business when our children are our number one commodity.
They are.
You know, we have to invest in our kids. You know, you got schools now, when they started school this summer, all of the air conditioner was out.
Yep.
You know, they hadn't shut down schools. That just shows where our priorities are. You know, when you go to community centers and they got mold and stuff in them, but that's where we want to put our children, our most prized possession. You don't have programs, I mean, seriously structured programs to help these young people to be able to overcome a lot of the obstacles and traumatic experiences that they're talking about. You have Commissioner Charlie Caswell, who's talking about ACE, that's talking about all of these people that have been traumatically affected in growing up. And just as the caller that we had, you know, Kenneth Allen, that's what he was talking about. A lot of these kids are growing up in traumatic experiences. All these people that are being killed, kids are seeing it.
They're seeing it. They seeing it. They seeing all of the foolishness that social media has to throw out there.
Yeah.
So they figure it's cool. Some of these kids think it's cool what Zeke did. They looking at, oh, he a G. He a G, but it's not. He's stupid. He's not a G, but that's what they see on a regular basis. Our young ladies see everybody on social media naked. So that's what they imitate, what they see, because we allow it to happen. We allow them to, because we're not occupying their minds. Like you said, we don't have the community centers. We should have a theme park. Big as Memphis is, and we don't have a theme park. We don't have a go-kart park. We don't have something for them to do, because then they know every summer they have something to do. But we don't. We don't give them that. We too busy to worry about if we could get us a new hotel over here in North Memphis, or if Orange Mound could get this, or South Memphis can do that. But we're not really focusing on the core of the problem, which is our kids. Those are the future. We halfway out of here. And so they have to come and take care of us. Can you imagine these kids taking care of us?
They can't take care of us.
They can't even read. We got kids that can't even read. And then you think I'm gonna let them take care of me?
You know, we got big
saying.
initiatives coming into the city, like Blue Oval and different things like that. And it's going to be so sad because you're going to have a lot of Memphians that have the opportunity to increase their economic standing in the community by having a decent job that's paying good money, but they may not be able to qualify to be able to work in the plant.
To work in the plant.
You know, that's one of my concerns.
Yeah. That's where another problem comes in, is poverty.
The number to call is 244-6874. Me and Tawana are just talking. 244-6874. How do you feel about this?
It just all trickles down.
Right.
It starts with prayer, education. Some people say, yeah, the parents are, no, the parents, it starts at home. I get that, Mike. I get that it starts at home. But they have to also realize that there's not parents like me that teach my kids. These kids are raised by foster parents, grandmothers, some of them raising themselves. Some of them got parents that's ghetto just like them. Cussing, gang banging, letting them smoke weed, all that. When we throw it back on the parents, you got to figure out what kind of parents they have.
Exactly.
So we just can't say the parents. So that's why they go to school. They go to school so they can get some kind of education.
Right.
You got it?
Hello?
Like, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
How y'all doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing all this, Frank Gotti.
What's up, Frank?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Talk to me.
There's a lot going on in the city right now.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, man. I saw you were out there by the RIS, right?
Right. Get well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happened out there?
Well, they word they can't find a shooter or no active shooter. I don't know. I see the police. They running down to the end, like by State Line Road.
Okay.
But they got they're like, I don't know if these Fed cars. But they got unmarked cars and everything up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: did anybody at the IRS get hurt?
Sir?
Did anybody get shot?
Yeah, the workers said they heard shot. Like, it was a couple of workers on the outside. They said they heard shots.
Okay.
So I don't know how true it is, but some of the workers did say they heard shots, and they evacuated the whole building, but it's still supposed to be some workers inside.
Wow. So what do you think about all of this, Frank?
Man, this got to come together. We got to, I don't know, it's tough, this rough, especially yesterday,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if people don't believe in demons, they should believe in them because that's why the demons died him yesterday.
That's like yesterday, man. Anybody was a victim. It didn't matter your race. It didn't matter your age. It didn't matter your sex. I mean, he was shooting women. He was shooting guys. He was shooting young people, old people, and I'm quite sure when I saw, did you see that picture of him in the back of the squad car last night?
Yeah. Smiling.
No.
That didn't look like the same person.
It was evil.
That's what I said, Frank.
Evil.
That's what I said.
I ain't just want to be sounding crazy, but I looked at that picture 100 times.
No, he didn't. He didn't look like the same
like
one.
the same person to me.
He didn't.
That picture that they showed of him in the past or whatever, he was standing there smiling. It looked like a decent, nice little young man. And then that picture in the back of the squad car, he looked like he had something going on, man.
It was demonic.
He like he had something, and I don't know if he was on something or what, but at the same token, he just did not look like the same guy. And I even told my wife that. I said, these two pictures, these people don't look alike. Is that him?
That's him.
For a minute, so.
He was foaming at the mouth.
So how do you think we fix this, Frank?
Your phone working up. I can't hear you.
I said, how do you think we fix this?
Everybody got to come together. I'm talking about every color. Everybody just got to come together. It ain't going to just be blacks.
Okay.
I'm going to say white, black, Mexicans. Everybody got to come together. Like, for real, we really got to do a big prayer, like, for real, like We gotta go to these hoods and pray, not just downtown on the river.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We gotta go through these hoods, like, man, for real. These preachers need to come on out from hiding, like, for real. The ones that ain't hiding, we thank you, but they know who I'm talking about. Y'all gotta come on out here for real, cause we gotta put God first in everything we do.
But you know what, Frank? I would say we can't talk about it. We got to be about it. We've been saying this for years. We've been saying this for years, and nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, Frank, I want to thank you so much for calling, man. I got about 1 minute left. All
We
right.
got another caller.
Yeah, we ain't got but a minute.
Yeah, and so that's what it is. And Frank said something there. We all got to do it. Stevie Moore, like I told you earlier, Stevie Moore been saying the same thing. We all got to come together. We talk about it. Do something. Do something. Make positive changes. If some of us are like we are, they'll go to the elementary schools. We see the fathers line up at the elementary schools when schools start back. They do it just for that first week. No, we need to do it all the time. They need to see dads at the high schools. They need to see moms at the high schools. If they see us present all the time, that will probably change some of it. But they only see it in the beginning of the school year. You know, they make their little line. The kids come down the line. They hit them. You know, do their little dance or whatever they're going to do. But we need to keep it up, not just when school start. We need to do that throughout the year. We need to find out what's going on with these kids. Take a time and go to the school. Sit with these young ladies. Sit with these men. I don't mind doing it. I'll go to the schools and talk to them because I came from somewhere.
Right.
And to let them know that just because you started here don't mean you can't get here.
Right.
So I started from the bottom, and now I'm mainstream, CW30, and SVP TV, that everything that I went through, all of my valley experiences, you still can come from that to be somebody.
Right. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys. Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Tawana, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted you here from the beginning, but, you know, I know you're busy and you got stuff to do, but I appreciate you still taking the time to come out. I want to thank you guys so much for, once again, tuning in. I'm going to tell you something. I feel some kind of way about this, man. Something has to be done, you know, and at some point, we have to come from behind wherever it is that we at. I'm not blaming my black community for this. I'm telling you, I'm a proud black man, and I will always be a proud black man. But at the same time, I do want to hold my community responsible. There are individuals of all races that are not necessarily for positive things happening in the city of Memphis and for anybody else other than themselves. I'm talking black folk, I'm talking white folk, I'm talking about anybody that's going against the common citizens and taxpayers of the city of Memphis. They're out there. But we do have to come together, like Frank said. We do have to come together collectively, like Kenneth Allen said, to solve this problem. But we got to be real about it, and we got to stop having all of these people that want to blow smoke up our butt, because this is the results of what happens. People going on shooting sprees. But we have not invested in our children, people. No. We have not invested in our children, and this is a result of that. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I want to say be strong, be blessed, be encouraged. Until next week, same time, same location, we're going to be praying for the city of Memphis. We're going to be praying for the victims of all of those crimes. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm even going to pray for Mr. Ezekiel. I'm going to pray that God touches him and changes his life and gives him a new direction. And I'm also going to pray for Mr. Cleotha Henderson. Believe it or not, I'm going to pray for them too. That God touches them and do something to change their lives. So you guys be blessed, and we'll see you here same time, same location next week. Thank you so much.
We're family for all your needs. SVP, we're family. We're gonna make you fall in love with SVP. We're gonna make you fall in love with SVP TV.
Looking for something new? Who would thought so? SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same.
SVP TV, we're family. know and rebuke for the love of SVP.
Download the SVP app today on Roku, Apple, and Fire TV. Watch us